Hey, Geekscapists! We are here with someone whose face you may have seen on a couple of our shorts, but this is your first official Geekscape video. My good friend, Erik Germ.
Hi, everyone. My name's Erik Germ.
Erik, one of the things that you and I bonded over very early in our friendship was our mutual love of the Goosebumps book series. So when I had the idea of, man, maybe I'll do a tier ranking of all 62 Goosebumps books based solely on the cover, there was only one other person I could think of to go on this journey with me, and it was you.
I appreciate that, and I come prepared with my almost full collection of original print Goosebump books. So I am uniquely equipped to go on this journey with you today.
Yeah, and listen, we got 62 books to go through here, so we're probably not going to go too in detail on some of these, but I think we'll throw out our opinions maybe a little bit on the quality of the actual stories here and there, but we are judging
Yeah.
strictly on is it Tim Jacob? Is that Jacobs? Is that how his last name is pronounced?
Jacobus is how I've been
Jacobus.
saying it. I think it's Jacobus, but I'm going to be fancy with it and put a little zhuzh on it.
Either way, his artwork for all these books, like
for 60 of these 62 books. We'll get into it.
Okay, we'll dive into it. But yes, his artwork,
yes,
similar to when you're talking about the scary stories to tell in the dark books, the artwork really is what gets you in the door as a kid. You see this book cover at your scholastic book fair and you say, well, I got to get this one.
There it is. I mean, it could be the worst book, but if that cover on that page of the scholastic book for the month looked pretty cool, you were asking your mom for $5.
That's how I bought so many Bone Chillers. Those books were not that good,
Bone
but
Chillers.
man, were their covers great.
Their covers also done by Tim Jacobus.
Makes sense. Makes sense. All right. So Goosebumps did kick off with 2 books at once, I believe. I think the first debut, they put out 2 books at the same time. I'm going to say right now, I only think one of these 2 book covers is an S tier, but we'll start with the first book, Welcome to the Dead House. What tier are you throwing Welcome to the Dead House in your personal list there, Erik?
So, Welcome to Dead House, and I'm putting a little bit of nostalgia into this because I am also judging these books based on my thoughts as a child, which got me to read them. As far as Dead House goes, I'm ranking this one a B.
That is the exact same ranking I gave this one. It's a solid B.
Perfect.
It's a
fine.
nice, it's
good
a
first
fine
outing
cover, but you made us this delightful tier list. That's going right there in that B as far as I'm concerned.
I think we are in agreement for B, so we're going to resize Welcome to Dead House to oh wait, I don't have the there we go. All right, Welcome to Dead House. You're going to sit comfortably right up in B. We may have to resize some of these, but
I'm not too worried.
Dead House gets a B.
But then that same day, Stay Out of the Basement comes out.
If you were to go to your local Borders bookstore and walk to the horror section, you would find Welcome to Dead House, and you would find Stay Out of the Basement. Only one of these covers were designed by Tim Jacobus.
Oh, which one did he do?
So what do you give? Well, what do you rank Stay Out of the Basement first?
Oh, Stay Out of the Basement to me is a pure S. This is like
pure
one
S.
of the most, I think this is one of the most iconic book covers. I love this book cover. This is the one that made me pick up Goosebumps the first time it showed up in my scholastic book fair pamphlet. I saw that green leafy hand coming through a door, and I was like, I don't know
exactly
what this is, but I am reading this.
Right. You know exactly what you're getting with this book. There's something in the basement. It's humanoid. It's made of plants. I did give it a B on my end. This is the only Goosebumps cover done by Jim Thiessen. And then it was redone by Jacobus for the 2003 reprint, which is worse, says this casual observer. Inefficient way to open a door.
All right, we'll meet in the middle then and say it's an A between the two of us. I think is only fair, but I think
I took some points off.
Yeah,
because it was not
an original.
Tim.
Yeah,
right, for not being a Tim. But Yeah, it is a great cover, and it's iconic. It's one of the iconic Goosebumps books, probably because it's so early on in the whole thing. But yeah, let's bump this Stay Out of the Basement into an A.
Yeah, I think A is fair because I do think that it is distinctly better than Dead House.
David Schwimmer's hand, by the way.
Really?
If you're going by the 2003 Goosebumps
Yeah.
series where David Schwimmer plays the dad in the basement.
Which was shockingly good and very underappreciated. I don't know why that got dumped in a like December, January release
Yeah,
schedule on Disney Plus.
and I was going, I was like, oh, maybe I'll show the kids. Do not show the
No, that
kids.
one is
That
the
is not
darkest
a kids
Goosebumps
show.
thing ever.
And the book is pretty dark itself. It's a wild book.
It's a really good time. Book 3, we introduce the thing that has shown up more than any other thing in a Goosebumps title of this original series. We get our
Right.
first Monster Blood cover. Now, all the Monster Blood covers blend together for me, but can you bring up the cover first before I decide if I wrote the correct ranking for this? Yeah.
Yes. So
This
this
is
is the
great.
Bloody Staircase. This is a
Yeah,
great
this is
cover.
great.
You got
What are you
primary
putting this in?
blue and yellow. I gave this one an A.
I also
It's
gave
a
this
good
one an A.
it's a
It's
good cover.
good cover.
Better than Basement, I think.
Okay.
Because both of them are kind of dealing with staircases at the end of the
Yes.
day. It's about as effective as Dead House for a new reader. You got the slime on the stairs, and I'm looking at it as that's monster blood. If that was human blood, that would be a terrifying cover of
That
just a
you know what?
lonely pair of
True.
glasses. So yeah, this one absolutely iconic.
For sure. And you know what's something you and I both talked about how we eventually reread all these books as we were older. As a kid, never liked the Monster Blood books. As an adult, I actually thought that the Monster Blood books were way more consistently good than some of the other iconic Goosebumps titles to
And
me.
I love them because they all like Night of the Living Dummy, Night of the Living Dummy 2, Night of the Living Dummy 3, Bride of the Living Dummy, and Goosebumps 2000, all different families getting the dummy.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
Evan
This
Ross,
kid cannot escape Monster Blood.
cannot catch a break. Inconsistent storylines with the
Always.
Monster Blood, but they realized that they struck gold with this, and they were like, let's expand on that a little bit.
Well,
Um,
let me ask you a question, Eric. Are we in agreement that the next thing that we're about to bring up is an S tier?
yeah, absolutely.
Okay, let's
It
talk
was the
about
first one I wrote down as an S.
yeah, Say Cheese and Die.
It
What
doesn't get much more iconic than this one. I
I've
mean,
seen a video recently circulating where this was the cover that Tim presented R.L. Stein, and while he liked the cover, Scholastic was like, "You need to put the skeletons barbecuing somewhere in this book," and like it shows up in
yeah,
like a dream sequence that has nothing to do with anything else. But man, I mean, this is you see this on shirts to this day. Like this
yep.
is, I
Th-
think that this cover is more famous than any of the Night of the Living Dummy or Haunted Mask covers as far as like when people think Goosebumps, it is this image of skeletons barbecuing that immediately comes to everybody's brain.
Maybe the iconic Goosebump book. I
Yeah.
can't really think of one that is more iconic. They snuck this scene into the Ryan Gosling 1990s episode where he
Yeah.
plays the main kid. I love that Tim Jacobus put a sister here, but he has a brother, but the brother's name is Terry. So he got confused and put the girl there instead of the brother. And the scene was very very shittily depicted in the show.
I would also argue that of the four that we've talked about the most, we're putting this in S tier, but boy, if there was ever a book that doesn't live up to the promise of the cover,
I've got notes on it.
yeah, this is not one of RL's best.
It's not, and it's interesting because like it seems like he got to a certain point and he's like, I don't know how to end this thing. And so kind of just ended it, and it just ends with Spidey dying, I guess.
Yeah.
No, it ends with the two guys taking pictures, but it's like Spidey dies because
Yeah. for no other
That's
reason
the end
than
of the book. Yeah. And it's yeah, but this, I mean, yeah, skeletons, having a barbecue doesn't get much better than that, especially considering the next one.
the next one, man. The Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. Let's bring that one up real quick so I can fully remember this, but I believe this is the one that's just a mummy with glowing eyes and stink lines coming off of them.
Not even stink lines on this one.
Oh, this
So,
one doesn't have the stink lines. Yeah, this is,
right.
man, I wrote this down originally as a B, but this might be a C to me. This is not a
What do
good
I
cover.
have this one? C. I wrote C as well.
Yeah.
First of all, so if you go to the Goosebumps Wikia, riddled with ads, a horribly trashy website. However, they go super in depth with all these covers. There's a whole bunch of trivia, as well as all of Tim Jacobus's concept art for each of them. So he's tried like 2 or 3 different covers before he got the go ahead for each of these, and you get to see pretty much every step of the way, which is wonderful. And he's so talented. He's ever so talented. But yeah, this one just doesn't do anything for me. It's a
No.
mummy. I've seen a mummy before.
Yeah, he's just got glowing red eyes. It's a very, after the excitement of Stay Out of the Basement, Dead House, Monster Blood, and Say Cheese and Die, this is a very lackluster cover.
And
Absolute C.
yeah, and I always like when I was looking at this, it's a very iconic cover. They used this cover for a lot of merch back in the 90s, but I always figured he was like standing up against a wall, but it's supposed to be in the other ones you can see he's got like a point of view shot pointing down to like the tomb that he's laying in. That's just not reflected for me.
No, I didn't even get. Yeah, I agree. I always thought he was standing.
Yeah, so yeah, it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't do really much for me. It's a mummy. I've seen a mummy.
Yeah. Uh,
So we're seeing this one.
we're gonna put that in C. This
Great.
gets followed by Let's Get Invisible, book 6, which I
Book
actually
6.
like the book Let's Get Invisible. The
It's
cover I think
freaky.
is fine. It's freaky. I don't think it's certainly not an S tier. I don't
Yeah,
even know
it's
if
not
it's
an
an
S
A
tier.
tier.
Yeah, I have B,
I
maybe
have B as
C written
well.
on my thing. I
Yeah.
love the attic background. Actually, let me get a copy of
Yeah,
this
let's
onto
bring that up there
our
because
main
the
screen here.
fadeaway that they achieve in the cover is really cool. Like
It's very
it is a
good.
like I like the vibe of this.
I like the attic archetype going on behind him. That's what every attic looked like.
Yeah.
Jumanji, every attic in the 90s looked like that.
His blues
So
are
it's
awesome. I don't know what
the blues. And
like
he
you
does a
mentioned that for
thing.
Monster Blood, but again here the blue pops, man.
It really does. And he's what I've noticed going through this the past like week or so, a lot of blues and orange, which is that whole movie poster thing. Everybody uses blues and oranges in their movie poster, but he does it a lot and it's very effective. I also like what's going on with like his shoulders here, the shine that he does.
Yeah.
AI, whenever you see an AI generated image, they try so hard to duplicate this and it always ends up looking trashy.
Yeah. No,
But
this
when he
is
does it, it's gorgeous.
I think this is
S
definitely B. This is not as bad as Mummy. I would say this is
No,
a
not as
B.
bad as Mummy, and, this has some cool, again, on the wiki, I saw behind the scenes image of the kid, a front shot and a back shot of the kid who modeled, this book, and which is, pretty cool to check out. And then he's also got a bunch of different versions of it, but it's same thing, it's always a kid in the mirror kinda disappearing.
Then we followed up with one of the most iconic books and covers in the Goosebumps series. We have the first Night of the Living Dummy. Um, just a big ass picture of Slappy. You know what I mean?
For a lot of kids our age, kids of a certain age, kids that grew up in the 90s, I think this is their first introduction to a ventriloquist dummy. It was certainly mine.
Yeah.
I didn't know what a ventriloquist dummy was, and then this with the 2 slits down the cheek, immediately became something that I was afraid of
Yeah. It's a
because
creepy thing. It is. I love puppets. I do
yeah,
not love ventriloquist dummies.
it's an iconic cover. Interesting note is that Jacobus gave him green eyes because he never gets the full book. He gets like maybe a chapter or like a synopsis or something like that, and then he just kind of throws a bunch of things at the wall and whatever the publisher picks. I also found out R.L. Stine has no say in any of these covers.
Huh.
It's completely Tim and the publisher, Penguin Publishing, I think it was.
I think it's Scholastic. I think
Is it
Scholastic
Scholastic?
published. So the only reason I think that is that I have a friend who books conventions, and he's been trying to get R.L. Stine for years.
Oh man,
But it's like Scholastic has to approve R.L. Stine's appearances still if he's
that
being
makes
booked as
sense.
Goosebumps R.L. Stine, basically.
Because there was a lawsuit
Yeah.
a while ago, which I think is a whole other video in and of itself. But yeah, basically they kind of control what goes where on these covers. Are we dropping this one an S? I just assumed.
I put it as an A, but I could very happily put this in S. I'm not too picky on that front. I mean, this is a great cover.
And yeah, my reasoning was this is some kid's first look at a ventriloquist dummy, but it'll leave a mark on them forever. And the decision to put Slappy on there became an icon for 30 years. Slappy, as of the most recent Jack Black movie, Haunted Halloween, Goosebumps 2, Slappy is still
I mean,
the poster child of Goosebumps.
Even the first of those 2 Goosebumps TV series was very Slappy head. Like he has become the thing that people associate with Goosebumps. So yeah, let's put him in the S. I don't know what I was
Are we
thinking.
dropping him in S? Okay.
What was I thinking putting him in A?
Not all the dummy books are going to go in A.
No.
I mean, go in S because, but this one, I mean, it's just inherently there's nothing scary about him, but then at the same time, like, it absolutely is.
Yeah, there's something just sinister and unsettling about it.
And the fact that he can portray that through like a hand-painted cover is always just so exciting for me. Yeah, I love. I'm actually reading this to my daughter right now.
Ooh, nice. This was I'm trying to judge this next book without my enjoyment of the actual story and the Goosebumps TV series of it getting in the way.
Is this book number
8?
number 8?
The Girl Who Cried Monster.
Girl Who Cried Monster. What do we think of The Girl Who Cried Monster?
I had written this down as an A, and I think it was because there was something about this image of this guy who looks very much like the principal from Billy Madison.
He does.
About to munch down on a jar of flies that just has like sat in my brain, but I'm worried that I'm rose tinting this cover a little bit and that it's actually a B.
I put this as an D or an E.
Wow.
And that's and I think because this one doesn't really have any nostalgia for me.
Yeah.
I know we watched the episode not too long ago. Episode's pretty good. But this one, it's The Girl Who Cried Monster, but they made the decision not to put a monster on the cover.
Yeah.
It's just a guy looking at bugs. I wrote down that his green visor is about the scariest thing going on in this cover. However, the Topps playing cards that they made for this book are clutch. They are so good. I almost wish one of those would have been on the cover. And in the behind the scenes kind of thing, Tim Jacobus took a picture of himself with a fishbowl holding the nothing in his hand, but he used that as his basis for this cover. Which he's done that a couple of times where there's just a picture of him and you're like, wow, that is the exact pose. You Can't Scare Me, I think he's doing it. He's the feet in Monster Blood 3, which obviously we'll get to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking at this again though, like,
you want to say C? I feel like C feels kind to it.
Yeah. Do I have any other notes on this as to why I went so?
This isn't going to be one that you immediately grab. Of some of the books that we've already said, if these are the only 8 books on the shelf, this is not the first one you're grabbing based on the cover.
That's a good point. And yeah, there's no monster, just a middle-aged gentleman, maybe a bit on the sloppy side based on his tie. Yeah, and the guy they got for the episode, not for nothing, was very creepy. Yeah. Very creepy guy.
Top tier casting on that one.
All right, so we're doing this one a C?
I'm going to say C for this one.
Yeah, I could even be argued to bump it up to a B because again, it's an iconic one. Like
Yeah,
it's
but I think that we have something coming up right now that I think is a little bit more deserving of that B space
okay.
with Welcome to Camp Nightmare. I was
Welcome to Camp
confusing this at
Nightmare.
first with a later book that's a
I,
camp story that we're talking about.
there's two of them, and both of those covers are really good.
Yes, but this one with that hand creeping into the tent, like I like that there's a bit of a mystery to it. It's definitely not as S tier level iconic, and I don't think it grabs you quite like an A tier, but like I'm gonna want to read what's happening in this book. I would say this is at a minimum a B tier. It's gonna
Yeah,
pique my interest.
I wrote B as well, and I noted the when I was little, I asked my brother. I was like, "Claws don't do that. You can't just scrape a netting on a thing like that." And my brother was like, "What if the claws were super duper sharp?" And I was like, "Oh no, oh no, that's a great point." And then yeah, the eyes, the way he did the eyes, it blends in with the tree. You don't know if you're looking at a tree branch that came to life or what. But yeah, I want to find out for sure.
Yeah, it's a good mystery. He builds a beautiful mystery with that artwork.
Good book, great episode
Yeah.
of the show. I know we're not talking show episodes, but it deserves to be said. This is one of the better Goosebumps episodes.
Look, if we're talking about episodes, the next book, I think that the episode and the story is better than the cover that we get
Yes.
with the ghost next door.
With Welcome to Camp Nightmare, this is the first book not to feature his signature for some reason. But
Oh.
Tim Jacobus always puts T Jacobus in every one of his covers. We both said B for this one.
Yeah, we agreed on B on that one.
Beautiful. Yeah, excellent episode. All right, next up though.
And I was
Coming up
shifting to the
next.
ghost next door. I love this story. I love this
Ghost
episode. I think this is one of the best R.L. Stein tales. I think he does a
took the
great
words
job with the
right out of
reveal. But the cover,
the cover is brilliant.
yes.
It is a brilliant cover just based on what the episode or what the book is about. So first of all, Chuck Taylor's one thing that Tim loves to put on his book covers where he can are Chuck Taylor All Stars. He's done one in I think Say Cheese and Die has one. This is the second one to feature Chuck Taylor's. That becomes a running theme through a lot of his covers. But yeah, based on the twist ending of the book, which I will happily spoil after 30 years.
Yeah.
The girl who is the narrator of the book thinks her next door neighbor is a ghost the whole time because weird things keep happening. At the end of the book, she finds out she's the ghost the whole time.
Yep.
This cover could be presenting either or.
Yeah.
Either it's the ghost next door or she is visiting her new next door neighbor. It's perfect. It doesn't give anything away, but it perfectly encapsulates the book.
Where are you putting this?
I gave this one an A.
Really? I gave this one a C.
A C.
C. I was not into it. I don't know. There's something I didn't like about just the feet on the welcome mat. Do you want to meet in the middle and just give this one a B?
I could go for C. No, I could be argued. I mean, it's I liked it because of how he did it, but I'm also not positive it's something he did intentionally.
Let's go B. It's our combined list. I say if there's a perfect middle spot, I say we just take the middle spot.
Works for me.
Yeah, I'm all about the compromise.
Iconic book too, because they ended up using it a large part for the Jack Black Goosebumps movie.
Yeah, which if you were a Goosebumps head like me, from the second that they introduced that character,
as soon as they said Hannah, I was like,
uh-oh.
I know the ending of this one. They do kind of reveal it halfway through, and I'm
True.
like, oh, there it is. All right. You ever heard of this next one? I don't know that I ever heard of this one. It's The Hunted Mask.
Nope, never heard of it.
No, not familiar with this one.
Now, like we said, I mean, there are certain ones where the iconography is almost an immediate S. And this is, I mean, we get a couple more Haunted Mask books. None of their covers touch this one.
Exactly. That's what I said about the sequel to this one. If Say Cheese and Die is the iconic Goosebumps cover, then this one is a very close runner-up.
I also have to give credit to, like, Tim drew a mask that is so much scarier in a drawing than anybody has ever been able to present in a film world. Like,
I remember
TV
being
show and
disappointed.
movie. Yeah, I was like, that's not nearly scary enough.
No,
me.
but this mask, like the drool, I like, when you have something that means a lot to you, you could remember where you were, when you were, etc.
Yeah.
I was up the Pocono Mountains with my family, and I had brought like 3 books, and this one I had not read yet. And so I remember sitting in the bedroom reading this book and just not being able to put it down.
Yeah. It's a genuine, it lives up, unlike what we said with Say Cheese and Die, this one literally lives up to the promise that the cover has enticed you into reading. Um,
There's a reason they picked it for the first one to do live
oh,
action, because it's
for sure.
just, and we got Miss Rachel on the cover.
Do you
It's
think that Miss Rachel said I need to look like the girl from the Goosebumps book
I
cover?
like to think so.
Yeah, I
She
think that
works
that's
with
fair.
kids. She knows what kids are doing, but this is actually Tim Jacobus's niece, Jessie, who posed for the cover when he was designing it.
That's amazing.
Um, Now, what are we ranking this one? Is this
Oh,
one
this is S, I think,
a
unless
clear
you just
S? Yeah.
yeah,
No,
I think
mine,
this
I had S as well. This
now,
one is a easy choice for me.
I'm curious how controversial we're gonna get after this one, though,
Oh
because
boy.
we got book 12, I believe it's book 12, yeah, book 12, Be Careful What You Wish For,
Okay, I
which
got some
which
thoughts on
was
this one.
this was my first F. I hate
Okay,
this
I
cover.
also I also gave it an F, and do you know why you hated it? Because it is not illustrated by Tim Jacobus.
Oh, that
Uh,
makes sense, 'cause
Tim
this is bad art to me.
Tim,
Like,
it is very bad art. It is, I mean, this girl's face is, I initially, my notes for this, I was like, this is a bad girl's face from a guy who I know can draw girls' faces. And then in my research, I was like, oh, it's not Tim. That's why.
yeah,
No,
that
this one was drawn by Stanislaw Fernandez, while
so
Jacobus was on vacation. So he's not allowed to
so
go on vacation anymore.
the video that I was talking about was Say Cheese or Die.
Hmm.
R.L. Stein says something else in that video, and he doesn't name anybody, but he says, "We got a cover that wasn't from you for one of my books, and I told Scholastic never again." And
Yep.
I'm wondering now if this was the cover that R.L. Stein saw
I
and
think
was
it's
just
gotta
like,
be.
absolutely, because this, from childhood, I was like, this cover sucks.
I don't care. I don't care. Like
I
there's
also think this
nothing
story kind of sucks. Like, this is very low ranking in my Goosebump books in general. So in that sense, boy, does the cover convey the quality of the story as
right.
well.
You can absolutely judge this book by its cover.
But yeah, this is the
Trash.
worst cover they've ever made of Goosebumps. This is such an easy F. It's not even funny.
Yeah. Now a lot of these, mostly all of them, have been reprinted in the 2000s, 2003, 2008, and then again when the movie was coming out. Jacobus did do the cover for those, which features the fortune teller Clarissa on it, looking just real creepy. Those would have been better. This
Yeah.
one, not so much. Yeah, good. I had some
Yeah.
things to say about this cover.
But
All right.
Jacobus comes back with, I mean, easily a top tier cover with piano lessons, can be murder. We just have these mysterious floating hands playing a piano. Um, I mean, this is at a minimum an A to me.
What did I give this one? I gave this one a B. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're right there. I think I could be convinced to give it an A, because my notes are beautiful cover, back to Jacobus, which is nice. Um, the I mean, it's telling you the end of the book
Yeah.
without telling you the end of the book. It's about the piano teacher, I think, is a robot, and he invented like robot hands that can play the piano, but also he likes the main kid's hands and he wants them. I can't remember. I did
I
not do any.
I can't listen. We're not here to review the books. We're here to talk about the cover. Don't judge us on not being prepped on the story lines.
And
But
they duplicated this scene for the TV show, and it's very creepy on the
it
TV show.
is.
The kid walks downstairs and looks in and just sees the hands playing.
Yeah.
It's very effective.
I think if you
S
threw some blood dripping off of that, you'd have an S tier cover to me.
There you go.
Like,
Yeah, I think so
honestly,
too.
you put some blood dripping off those stumps. Oh boy, is that
Yeah.
going in the S.
Yes, but yeah, no. This one, what did you give it?
I wrote A, but
Yeah, I wrote A as well. No, I
okay.
wrote B, but I can be convinced to be A.
A
Sorry,
works. I think A works. I think we've got a slew of some A and B worthy covers right
As I
now.
was going through, I was like, am I giving too many of these good grades based on nostalgia? But I think legitimately, I mean, just the piano itself is
It
gorgeous. Like
looks so pretty.
the
Like,
shining, and then it curves around. It's just he did a great job with this one.
yeah, it's very surrealistic.
Yes,
Like,
exactly.
I like that about it. And like, look, I should be upfront. I love a werewolf. I love any canine. So we go to this next book, The Werewolf of Fever Swamp, and based on my memory banks, I wrote an A. I'm looking at this and I'm not hating it as an A. I could be
It
convinced to put it in a B, but I mean, this is just a great piece of art. You
it's
give
a
me that piece of
great
art, I'll
piece of
hang
art.
it on my wall.
I have loved this cover forever, even though I'm so on the book itself. The
Yeah.
cover, I do have on my notes, which I'm glad I'm not going through, but I have each color. So primary colors purple, secondary colors green. Usually they reference one tone in the picture and then another tone somewhere else in the picture. So for this one, obviously, it's the purple nighttime and then the green swamp, which I just think is so effective. It really pops on
Yeah.
this one. And then just the art of the wolf is so good.
It is one of the best drawings of a wolf I've ever seen. Like,
And
that looks like a photo of a wolf to
it
me.
really does. And he had other concept arts that are all just pencil sketches. Again, really incredible to look at his like process of going through each one. And in each one of those, they were more, humanoid. I don't love that. I think
Yeah.
this is perfect. I think this wolf went to the edge of a swamp, uh, turned from a kid into a wolf, and is just terrifying.
Yeah.
The clothes laying there, it's so good. What did you give this one?
I said this was an A. What did
I
you put
also
it in?
said an A. Never
A.
one of the iconics, but one that I always loved. Mainly the
Yeah.
coloring is very Halloweeny and sticks out.
Like we said before with Monster Blood, his color choices, his blues and his greens and his purples, they all just really pop, and I think that's why we're about to talk about You Can't Scare Me, which I think is a good cover, but he's
Yeah.
going against all of the color palette that I really like him working in, and it's like beige.
It is. It is beige and it is light blue.
Yeah,
Um
bring that up real quick because yeah,
You
like
Can't
this is
Scare Me is a pretty good cover though.
it
It's
is a
not
good cover.
I love this guy. I love this guy on the right here. Like, what's going on over there,
Yeah, huh?
This guy's just coming out. Now, Tim, there's a picture of Tim doing this pose that he took at his house that he used as the reference for the cover, which is pretty neat. But yeah, I remember seeing this cover and I was just like, oh, I gotta figure out what's the deal with this one. And
Yeah,
then I kind of don't remember the book.
yeah.
But
I was originally thinking when I was top of my mind, if someone said, "All right, you're doing a Goosebumps book ranking," without looking back at the cover, I would have said, "Well, You Can't Scare Me" is an S tier. Looking at it now, I think it's actually an A. I don't.
I got an A as well.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't think it hits the highs of the three that we have in the S tier just yet.
No, and I know the concept art was a lot of the same. It was every time it was a mud monster coming out of the water, and every time it was that guy with the arm up. But I think he chose a good. I just remember seeing this, and I'm just like, who are these guys?
Oh,
What are they gonna do?
I couldn't wait to get this book. But like you
Yeah,
said, I also cannot. I remember being disappointed by the book.
it's
Um,
a girl who is like every time they try to scare her, she turns it around and makes a fool out of them, and so they're like, we're gonna scare her with the legend of the mud monsters, but then the mud monsters really come up.
yeah,
I think that's the crux
I
of the
think that's
story,
the basic idea.
spread into 116 pages.
So something that I didn't know until I was doing my reread of the Goosebumps books was how popular Horrorland is. Uh
My goodness. Just about every page on this Wikipedia or this Wikia fandom has a reference to this cover or this character was used in the Goosebumps Horrorland, Horror World, Horror this, Horror
yeah,
that.
because it
Like,
became a video game. Like
yes,
it's whatever. And I was never a fan of this book. I actually think the TV show episode is so much better than the book because it gets absurd and like almost surrealistic where like the monsters run a TV station. It almost turns
it's
into
weird. It
the
was a
thing that you
not
and
a
I love, Shock Treatment. It's like
yes,
monster shock treatment by the time you get
exactly.
to this.
They turned the town of Denton into a TV studio and everybody just lives in the audience.
But
Um
one
yeah, I
day at
also
Horrorland. Oh,
I do have all of these, which I should be taking out and showing a tangible representation of them. But I mean, Horrorland, it's another iconic. It's got the blues that we love so much.
But I don't know if it's my favorite.
It's definitely not my favorite.
Where did you put this?
I gave it an A.
I gave it a C.
A C. Interesting.
So I'm wondering, do we meet in the middle with a B on this one?
I think we can meet in the middle with a
Yeah.
B. My notes are just desolate theme park is always great. The sign's creepy. I love the detail on the claws pulling up on the sign. He did a good job with like, oh, here's the description of the horrors in the book. Just flip to the cover if you kind of want to see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I love the background of like the Ferris wheel and the
that
roller
is a
coaster and
nice little
stuff.
detail. I do
So
like
all
that.
of those little, but it's not. I mean, it's not scary.
No,
I'm not afraid of this cover.
Yeah, this isn't making me grab the book, especially coming off of "You Can't Scare Me," which like did make me go like, "Oh, I gotta read this."
Oh, I'm a little creeped out by these guys. Yeah, this guy, I'm just like, I kind of want to go here. I mean, they got to have liability insurance. It can't be that scary.
Well,
there, right?
Exactly. The next book we get, we catch a theme.
Did we say B? Sorry. Did we say B?
We did
for this
agree.
One?
Yeah, we agreed on B on this. The next book we got, Why I'm Afraid of Bees. We get the start of something that I love comes back again, which is Animal with Human Head.
Yep.
Yep. We get
which is very, very misleading because that is not the case in the book. He's just a straight up bee in the book. No little kid head like the fly, but it is meant to invoke the fly.
And appropriately enough, I put I'm Afraid of Bees in the B for me.
Make a B for me too. It did.
Yeah.
It's a good cover, but nothing jaw dropping was my
exactly. But it grabs your attention enough. I love the expression he chose for this bee child. I think is perfect. Like it's not terror as much as it's confusion, and I like that.
I like that too. Yeah, it's like what have I done? This is also the very first time I'd heard of the internet. Was this book
really? Okay,
because this is where he figures out the way he figures out you can like trade your brain with somebody. He goes on like an old like a alt net server or something like that, like a text page, and it's like a bulletin board where he finds out about this program that lets you swap brains with somebody. Okay, so an interesting note about this is when people in the industry complain about R.L. Stine, they say, yeah, the first couple of books he did all by himself, but then he started taking freelancer ideas. This is the start of the freelancer ideas. So going forward, all of these books are not 100% R.L. Stine's ideas.
Gotcha.
So we start to get a little more out there. The stories, I think, start getting a little more robust because he's got a couple more, fingers in the pie.
But some of them become iconic with how insane they get. Like, credit where credit's due. I'm curious to see if we have any D. I have one thing written down much later that's a D, but I'm curious.
I think I have some Ds.
I'm curious to see how many more Ds and Fs we get, because right now B and A is getting a little cluttered.
Yep, that's okay. I can stretch these colors out more if we need to. We can extend. Let's talk about the next one.
Yeah, remind me what the Monster Blood 2 covers. Is this the hamster one?
This is indeed Cuddles the hamster, Evan Ross's school pet that accidentally eats some monster blood.
Now, I remember this. To me, this is the best Monster Blood cover.
I agree. Yep, 100%.
And by that math, if we're putting Monster Blood in A, this can't go lower than an A. This has to be an S.
It's got to be an S. I put it as an A, but I think you're right, because of the Monster Blood covers, this is the most iconic one.
Yeah. And with reason. Like, that is a gnarly looking hamster.
Jacobus, this is one of Jacobus's favorite colors that he's done, because he liked having to make a cute hamster look evil.
Yeah, and he nails it. Like, this is, I wouldn't want to pet that thing.
Plus, as a kid, you're like, hell yeah. Let's get a monster in the school,
All right, that's a quick and easy S, if you ever asked me.
Love this cover. Great one.
Now we got to talk about, before we talk about the cover, I must say that Deep Trouble might be one of my least favorite Goosebump books.
I am right there with you, my friend.
It is the bait and switch of all bait and switch covers, because...
What the hell were they thinking? I initially had in my notes, and then I went back and double checked. I was like, I don't even think this shark exists in
It's
the
the
book.
first chapter.
It does, yes, and then it's done. The rest of the book is about a mermaid,
Yep.
which is not scary
Nope.
and not reflected at all on this cover.
But
However,
I have to put that aside because boy, when I
is it?
saw this hammerhead shark
Yeah.
jawsing its way up to some kid's legs in the water, I could not wait to read this book. So this has, I mean, by that alone, I'm feeling a B, but I could go higher than a B with this one. This is an awesome piece of art for a very underwhelming book.
I noted that just the colors that he did on the coral reef down here,
Oh
and
yeah.
just it's really a sleek looking book for, what it ended up being, on paper. Um, Jacobus used a photo of his friend Donnie to help him draw the boy on the cover. He also used pictures of an encyclopedia to draw the hammerhead. Promises many interactions with the mutant hammerhead shark, and it's mostly about finding mermaids.
Yeah.
Um,
You know what?
so
I
what
might
did we
actually
say?
be I said B, but I actually think looking at that cover, I'm leaning towards A because that is an
It's
awesome shark. Like,
Once again, we cannot fault it for the problems of the actual book, because if we're judging it by its cover, it's a real pretty cover.
it's a really, really good cover. Um,
Great. But yeah, I mean, I couldn't have said it better myself. Bait and switch, no pun
oof,
intended.
oof. All
But
right.
now we can talk about this next guy.
Now this one doesn't mislead you at all. Scarecrow
This
walks
one,
at midnight.
what you see is what you get. This creepy feller is sneaking up on you.
I love, there's not a lot of them, but there are a handful of horror movies that are Scarecrow horror movies, and boy do I wish that there was more of them because I love a good Scarecrow in any sense. I love this Scarecrow. I
I love this scarecrow. His concept art was not like this. It was more humanoid. The face looked more human. It was not as effective. I think this one, like, what the hell's going on with this thing, you know?
Yeah, this is another one where when I was going off of memory, I wrote this down as a B, but looking at it right now, this is at minimum an A.
An A, that's what I did.
This is
Great and
an
creepy cover.
awesome. This is an
Love the
awesome.
design of the scarecrow. Did you make the same mistake I did when you were 12 and rent a movie called Scarecrows because you thought it would be a fun romp, and it ended up being one of the most horrifying things a 12-year-old had ever seen?
So I never had a chance to see Scarecrows until its Blu-ray release. But hey,
Mhm.
side note, Scarecrows underrated '80s horror movie. Really,
I
really
mean,
good.
there's a scene where the scarecrows put a burlap sack on somebody's head and then stab him in the face,
Yep.
and that visualization has lived with me for 30, at least 30 years.
Yeah.
It is so scarecrows already I'm not on board with, but like this one, like they went to great, like it's the eyes, it's the curve of the burlap here.
it's
That's
it's
not a
the
mouth,
it's the
It's just
overwhelming amount of pieces of like sticks for the arms. That there's like
yes.
hundreds of sticks sticking out of them instead of just like two. You know what I
And
mean?
then
Like
it's also throwing the blues in there that we love, but then, like, down here, he's got some underlit orange that is just like, "What's going on there?" Just makes it look otherworldly.
also
The
that beautiful
shine,
full moon that
the
like
moon shining on
uh
each individual, corn leaf is just it's beautiful. I love this cover. I love it so much. I gave it an A, but it would not take much talking for me to put this into a S.
I you know what? Let's get crazy. Let's put it in S. The more I'm looking at it, the more I'm in love with that cover.
I really love it,
Yeah.
and, this scarecrow was on just a ton of merch too back in the day. I remember T-shirts, keychains. They have there's an action figure that they have, wallets. Yeah, they really, I think they loved this cover as well.
Uh
And I don't do this much, but I will just to give you an idea, when they redo the covers, some of them they change up.
Step
I
down.
don't like what they did with this. Yeah,
No.
it's a step down for the audiobook. So um more often than not, and I think I mark it down when I have a thought of it. The original cover is always leagues better than what they come out with in the 2000s. And then here's just a quick concept sketch of what he initially wanted it to look like. I don't think that's very good. I wouldn't
No.
like that cover.
No. I think that they nailed it in the
They
final.
they slammed it. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, Eric, we're taking a little bit while here. I'm getting upset. I'm going to go tell you to go eat some worms, buddy.
I will, because that sounds great.
Yeah, here's our next I mean, man, I want to hate this
I
because,
know.
but those worms look so good. Like,
They are it's the it's again, it's the Jacobus shine that he puts on them, gives
yeah,
them some real definition. First of all, I could do every one of those long division problems.
yeah. Oh,
Not even a problem for me. Um,
congratulations.
I counted 21 worms on the book. It's the 21st book. I don't know if that was intentional, but um, 3 powerful worms punching through the center of it. That was initially supposed to be the giant worm that is like the boss of the book.
Yeah.
Um, and he said if he could redo it, he would trade those 3 worms in the middle for the giant
I
worm.
think the 3 is great. Man, I wrote this as a B, but I think I'm getting convinced that this is an A cover. Like,
I had it as a C because I hated this tagline so much. Homework was never this gross before. That's
wow,
the laziest thing I've ever heard in
that's
my life.
a really, but we're not, man. Next
It's
year we'll judge on taglines.
just taglines. Yeah. So I gave it a C, but I could give it a B. Talking about it
Yeah,
and just
B.
re-looking, because a lot of these I did, I was just like, okay, that's good, all right.
It's
But I
the
didn't
blue and the
really.
purple combo that he does always just like ends up looking immaculate to me.
It's really sleek, and it's really Goosebumps. It
Yes.
really takes you to, like, I know I'm looking at a Goosebumps cover.
Yeah, 100%.
Um, so we said, are we saying B on this one, or are we
I
bumping
think
it up to
B.
an A?
Let's say B because I think the next book at a minimum is an A, and I can't imagine this being in the same row as it.
Oh, you're talking about
Ghost Beach, baby.
Ghost Beach is one of my favorite Goosebumps covers
I mean,
that they've
this
done.
thing
It's
is
so good.
it's
Look at
so
this.
good.
I remember a long time ago, there was a ghosts and hauntings website called the Shadowlands, and they had cut this ghost out and put it at the top of the webpage. And so every time I would go to that site and read the ghost stories, I would be treated to this beautiful phantom that he
I
has
mean,
drawn here.
this thing reminds me of one of my favorite movies of all time. It looks like the villain in the Frighteners. It looks like
Oh
the
my God, it
Grim
does.
It looks like the
Yeah.
Grim Reaper ghost in
Jake
Frighteners.
Busey.
Yeah, I love this cover. I couldn't
It's,
tell you a goddamn thing that happens in the book Ghost Beach, but
yeah, I had to read up on the stuff because I also wanted to judge a book on whether the cover actually does anything for the book. And this is not representative of any one ghost, but like, how do you judge this? Is the ghost coming out of this grave here, or I always thought when I was a kid, he's just taking up the whole sky.
I assumed he was taking up the whole sky, but now I'm seeing that there is like a
There's a
little
wisp.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
a wisp coming from the grave now.
For 30 some years, I've always thought, like, no, this is just a gigantic ghost hovering over the entire
I
beach. You can't escape it. But now I think it's just coming out of this grave here.
I honestly think my brain erased the tombstones from this cover.
Yeah, I don't think I thought, and a very little beach going on. We got
Yeah.
his earlier concepts for it was just a full beach with like a ghost kind of in there. I'm glad they put the graveyard here and then kind of have like a little pathway to the beach. But I mean, God, again, the blues. Um, it's a real. I gave it A, and then I put maybe S. Just a quality cover for what I remember being a pretty standard story.
Yeah, I think I'm in I'm in the same boat where I wrote A, but I could see it go into S, but you know what? I'm thinking of the books that we have put in the S's.
Yeah.
And with all those books, there was nothing I would change about them.
Yes.
But I agree with you. There's not a lot of beach going there. I mean, that full moon compared to the full moon that we just put in the S tier for Scarecrow
Yeah.
Walks at Midnight, this is a very good. This might be the top of the A's to me. But
Yeah.
I can't with good conscience put it in an S.
Yeah, I will put it in an A, and that was my original grading. But just my love of this cover and that phantom,
Oh,
I
it's
think was trying to get me to bump it up to an S. But you're
yeah.
right. Looking at the ones up here, um,
It's not
it's
quite. It doesn't quite compete. It does,
it's missing a couple of things.
all right. So
And speaking of missing,
missing.
just
So
speaking of a swing and a miss,
yeah, I confuse. There's the stink lines.
there he is. I love a book with stink lines. Listen, far be it for me to trash a book that features stink lines on it, but Return of the Mummy, I feel just like I don't know what they were thinking with this one.
It's you know what? I will say that I think it's a step up from The Curse of the Mummy.
Yes, better rating than the original.
But not enough to want to put it in the B still.
No, so I think it gets a C.
Yeah, I think it's just slightly better than the previous bad cover.
But still not better than, anything in the B tier.
No,
So
I mean, looking back to the Go Eat Worms that we almost put in the C category, like, this is nothing to that Go Eat Worms cover.
No, and again, it's designed to look like he's leaning up against a wall when all the concept art is a profile shot looking down. We are looking down at a sarcophagus that is opening and this guy's coming out.
Again, don't get that. I again see him leaning on a wall.
And also, I'm not judging the book by the contents, but no mummy has returned. There was the Curse of the Mummy's Tomb. There was no singular mummy in that book. This one, completely separate pyramid, completely separate mummy. Nobody's returning.
Well, yeah.
But again, I can't judge it on that. But
yeah, but the
boy,
title
I'd like to.
is a lie. I love a good Phantom of the Opera adaptation. Obviously, Phantom of the Paradise, one of my favorite films ever made.
Sure.
But the Phantom of the Auditorium.
I could never get into this book. Could never get into the episode based on the book. However, I will say... Oh, that's the wrong cover. I will say, this Phantom, like a good-looking guy.
It's a pretty good-looking Phantom. That Phantom's gonna make this cover go a little bit further than I think I want.
That's the only thing it's got going for it. What's it doing? So, if you're a Phantom, you grab your cloak behind you, whip it around your face, and then hide yourself, and then maybe do like a theatrical, like, whoosh. What is this guy doing?
Yeah,
what are you doing there? What are you reaching for, bud?
He's trying to sneak out through the curtain. Yeah, there's a lot happening here.
Yeah, what do I have? What are my notes for this one? Gotta come out and say it. Phantom is handsome. That hair, the mystery, the pose. Don't really get what he's doing with his right arm. I gave it a C.
I put it in C as well.
It's not a bad cover, but like it's not a great cover. Doesn't scare me. And yeah, the book is so-so. So if I'm looking at it, I'm like, I'm not going to read this one.
Yeah. No, agreed. I think we have.
And I was a theater kid too, so this should have been a book that was, big for me. But yeah, nope. See you, Phantom. You're heading into the C tier.
And I personally, I don't think you need to leave that C tier just yet with Attack of the Mutant.
A lot. I mean, a big same on this one as previous. Never loved this color. Cover. Not scary, but also not cool.
No, it like. This is one of my least liked Goosebumps everything. Like I can understand where this is that point where it's like, this isn't Goosebumps anymore.
What is this? What are you doing? And like, what do I have for this? I have like, what's he doing? Where's he leaping to? They're very clearly trying to do like Spider-Man in action, swinging his legs up, his arms out. Sonic the Hedgehog doing his thumbs up through his legs kind of thing, but it doesn't work. Where are you leaping to?
The more I look at this, the more I'm deciding it's going actually in D. I originally wrote C, but this, like, what is that castle behind him? Like,
that's his headquarters, which it is described in the book as looking like a fire hydrant. But like, if that's the case, don't put it in the cover. It looks stupid.
All of this looks bad.
Yeah, and then not for nothing, but the book is no good.
No.
Yeah, I have this in C. Average cover, average story. Are we putting this in D?
I think this is our first D. I think
so too, and I'm glad that it's our first D because again, never liked this cover.
No.
I was a little bit of a comic book kid too, so like a comic book story should have really. Tell you what, don't read Attack of the Mutants. Go to Are You Afraid of the Dark and watch The Tale of the Ghastly Grinner.
See, and I think
much better comic book story.
That's in my brain when I put it in C. I think I was actually imagining that Are You Afraid of the Dark episode.
That's a genuinely creepy, genuinely good comic book adventure kind of thing. Not Attack of the Mutant ain't it.
No. My Hairiest Adventure. I love this story.
I love the story. The cover leaves a little bit to be desired.
Yeah, let's bring this up to. Oh boy. Oh man, I wrote this at B when I first was thinking of it, but the more I look at it, the more I hate it.
I'm a C on this one.
Yeah, this is a C for sure. It could go D even. He looks like the kid in Jumanji.
He does look like the kid in Jumanji when he starts turning into a monkey.
Yeah.
Are his ears like that before? Because it's only hair growing, so his ears are just that big.
Well, because if you remember, the twist in this one is that he's a dog who's been genetically turned into a boy.
A
Why does he
doctor
look
gave
like a
him a
monkey?
serum. Yeah, exactly.
Like,
So I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay,
man,
so he's growing hair.
I wrote this as a B, and I'm like, this should go in the D. This is
I
really
think it
bad.
should. The background I have. This is another one with a background photo shoot. A kid just looking at his hands, which is neat.
This is
Um,
also the wall is boring.
it's
Like,
yeah. In
think of the
any
Let's
other
Get
mirror,
Invisible cover with so much activity reflected in that mirror, and it's just a blank room with a light
yeah,
switch. Like, there's
right. And Tim's signature is supposedly covered by the goop somewhere, but I don't even see it on here. Yeah,
yeah.
all I think this one. I think you go live in D.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Um,
Yeah, I don't like that kid. I don't like because I know
he's
Timmy. I
drawn
know that
better
you can
faces.
draw
Yeah.
people,
Yeah,
and this
that's really it's not as bad as the "be careful what you wish for" person's face,
no,
but
it's not. But also, he doesn't look scared or surprised. Like I don't know what that look is, but it's not conveying what they are hoping
no.
it is.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that's a bad
I'm
one.
comfortable with you and D safely away from everybody else. Um,
A
let's talk about this
night
next one.
Yeah, Night in Terror Tower.
I think this one's a little iconic too. I
It
think
is.
I remember this one
I've
just
seen
being
this
ever
on
present.
backpacks and T-shirts for sure.
Love this guy. Love this beefy boy coming down the
Yeah,
steps with his axe.
this is one where based on my memory I wrote C, but looking at this and looking at the colors, this is at least a B.
Yeah, I gave it a
Um,
B. Love this cover. It is a classic, but not one of the classics.
no.
Dude is cut, did not skip leg day.
Didn't skip back day either,
And
apparently.
honestly, I didn't know what an executioner was before this book. So the
100%.
hood, the axe, the whole everything involved in it. This is where I kind of learned like, oh, there were people that used to chop people's heads off, and this is a deranged ghost one. So yeah, that's pretty good.
Boy, this is another terrible tagline. It's going to be
It's
a
gonna be a
long night.
LONG night. According to Tim Jacobus, this was one of his least favorite covers due to it being rushed. He had time constraints. He had to finish the work in 30 hours. He didn't think anybody else would notice how rushed it was. It doesn't look rushed to me.
No, if this is him rushing, then I don't understand what happened with My Harriest Adventure.
Yeah, what the hell were you
If that
doing?
was a casual job.
And it's got good depth. He's coming down the stairs. He's very clearly like if this was animated, it would be terrifying to see this dude
Yeah.
sauntering down the stairs like that.
No, I love this. Um
Are we giving it an A, or
uh
does it sit up in S? I gave it an
I was
A.
thinking like a B, but I'll
Oh,
go
really?
A. I'll go A with
I
this.
I gave it an A just because it's one of the ones that I've seen a lot, and maybe because it was one of the original ones that we had.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's a
Um,
good cover. That
but I
is a
really
good
do like
cover.
that cover.
Um,
Uh,
all right. This might
this
be a divisive one.
this is interesting because this was my very first Goosebump books. I remembered again where I was when I read it, what I was doing, how old I was, summertime, sitting at the pool. Um,
I love how miserable this bird looks.
I love this evil bird. Wasn't originally so evil. All his concept art, it was like a little bit cuter, and I'm glad he went with this drawing. I love the clock.
Love it. I love this cover.
I love
Like,
this cover too.
I think this is an A. I
I
love
think it's
everything
I
about this
gave it
cover.
an A as well.
Yeah.
The cuckoo clock by itself not inherently scary, but you look at this and you're like, okay, something's up with this thing. I don't trust it. Uh,
Obviously, I will say that this, similar to Deep Trouble, does not give you a good convey of what the story is actually about. And it's a time travel story,
yeah,
essentially.
it's a good time travel
It's a
story.
really good time travel story. But,
Um,
I was waiting for this evil, pissed off bird to show up a lot more
Yeah, I
than
did
it
think the
does.
bird they try to do that in the TV version of it, and it's just they do a dream sequence that is green screened, 90s green screen, and it looks terrible. Me and my kids were laughing at it. It
Yeah,
was so bad.
it's not great.
But this is art so good that when they did the re-release of this book, they did not update it. They did not
Yeah,
have somebody redraw it. They just kept it the way it was.
it's perfect. My brother
It's
once described that bird as having the perfect meh face,
it is a
which like,
meh. Meh.
like, like I just love
I
it.
can hear it saying "Hurrup."
Yeah, like he's so angry, and I love
Also,
that for him.
hey bird, what are you cuckooing? The time says that it is 10 after 5. Is
Yep.
that when we usually come out?
That's when we set the cuckoo clock. Yeah. I
But it's
want
a
to know 5 after always.
yeah, every time. That's why it's the cuckoo clock of doom. It doesn't tell you the right time.
Yeah.
It's always 5 minutes ahead. What do you give this one?
I think A. I think this
A,
is an
definitely
A.
A. It's we are in total agreement there. And yeah, this one is nostalgic for me as my first Goosebumps, but just the cover made me want to read more. So pretty much every Goosebump book after this was judged on by this book.
All right.
I'm
Fair,
gonna do a
fair.
Control S right now because I just realized we had gone this whole time without saving, and that would have been no good.
Yeah, that would have been upsetting.
That
All
would have
right.
been bummer.
We're
All right,
back to the Monster Blood now. Monster Blood 3.
we got Converse Chuck Taylor All Stars making another appearance. These were originally Jacobus's feet doing the same exact pose in his backyard. Obviously, no slide and no crushed swing set.
Yeah. We put Monster Blood 2 in the S. We put Monster Blood 1 in the A. I think this is a B or a C.
I agree
It's
with you.
pretty iconic, but it is not nearly to the highs. It's a fine cover. It's good
My one
artwork.
thought to it's great artwork. My one thought is like, was the Monster Blood an afterthought? Like, did you have this and just expect people like, oh, they've read the original Monster Bloods, they'll know that this is, the
Yeah,
kid grew the kid but it's like it's not reflected on the cover. Just throw it in there somewhere.
yeah. Actually, you know what? You've convinced me this is a C because this is the only Monster Blood cover to barely advertise that there's Monster Blood in
Every
the book.
both of them, it's like dripping down, very ever present. This one, it's just like, he dropped it on the floor.
Yeah, he just dropped it like it was a soda can.
All right, go hang out with the Phantom there, Monster Blood 3.
All right.
Not the worst Monster Blood cover though.
Nope.
Nope.
Let's check out And It Came From Beneath the Sink, though, because I remember this being a pretty damn good cover.
Fucking love this cover. I don't know if we're cussing on this thing,
We
which I
can.
can.
Look,
Okay,
we're an hour in.
fucking
They're not going to censor us at that point.
fucking love this cover. What do I have my notes on this one? Cover kind of rules. Perfectly encapsulates under every sink I've ever seen.
Yep.
This is what my under sink looks like. Great job, Timmy. If you know the story, then you can tell that the eyes are attached to a sponge. If you haven't, it's still creepy as hell.
Yeah. I mean, this is creepier than what they were able to make happen in the actual episode when it is, in fact, a sponge.
Yeah, they could not live action the sponge. However, the sponge in the book is very creepy. If you're just listening and you haven't read these books, it's a sponge that while it's around, bad things happen to you and you can't get rid of it. That's the whole premise of the book, and it sounds like, hey, R.L. Stine, can you why don't you make a book about like a haunted sponge? And he's like, I'll show you.
Yeah,
I'll do it, and it'll be pretty great.
it literally goes to like the Stephen King like Family Guy bit where he's like, it's a haunted lamp.
Monster.
What did
it's
you put this
busy.
in, Eric?
It's busy, but not overly so. I love the way the shadows contrast. Again, blues and oranges. One half of the sink is covered in blue. The other half is orange. I gave it an A. It's really well done and a really effective cover.
A was what I was feeling in my heart. I love that. All right.
Yep.
A it is. Man. Look, what you can see right now as we're nearing the halfway point is that more good than bad when it comes to these covers.
Yeah, and the worst one was not done by our boy Timmy. So I had actually tried to see how online he was to see if I could reach out and be like, hey, we're going to be talking about your book covers. Do you have anything you want to he's not very online, so I couldn't get it done, but would have been nice. He has done interviews though, and he's very candid about the work he does and his methods and everything. Seems like a really great guy in New Jersey, so adjacent.
Yeah. Night of Living Dummy 2 is next up. I think that while the first Night of Living Dummy cover is the iconic one for most people, I love this one.
I love this one. I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah, I love
the pink and the green.
Yeah, the pink, the green, and the blue is
it's
brilliant.
The only one. It's the only one to have this like this color scheme pop like this. And I remember seeing this in the Scholastic magazine and seeing Slappy sitting on a little girl's bed with stuffed animals in the back, and I was like, "Oh, little girl, you're in so much trouble. You have no idea."
Zoom in because I believe that the stuffed animals look concerned.
Yes, they do. And I have a note here. I hate that bear.
Yeah,
I hate the bear mouth. I feel like he could have done something better. Rabbit looks great. Rabbit looks genuinely concerned.
Yeah,
Uh,
man, the bear's face might be the only thing that keeps this out of the S tier for me, but
yeah, right.
I think I can look past it. I think that this is just as great as the original, and I think it belongs in the S tier right along with
Oh,
it.
I have a note here. The T-shirt they made of this one is bonkers, so I feel
Yeah.
like I do have to bring that up
Wait,
real
they made a
quick.
T-shirt of this shirt?
They did, but not of this. Like, look at this fucking T-shirt.
All right.
Where's my paste button?
What?
This has nothing to do with Night of the Living Dummy. What are you Night of the Living Dummy 2 specifically? What is this? Who are you? That's nothing from Goosebumps. Obviously it doesn't factor into the cover, but yeah, I love everything about this cover. It's just a great cover for a great series. It only gets better from the first one.
Yeah, toss that one
Now,
in the S, baby.
let's throw it in the S.
That belongs in the S. We've been pretty in sync with a lot of stuff, so I'm curious to see where we lean on the barking ghost.
Okay.
Which, listen, ghost dog, hard sell. It's a hard sell for most people. I think he nails it with this ghost dog looking intimidating as hell.
I gave this one lower marks just because I never liked the design of the eyes.
Yeah.
It's this eye right here where it like curves up and then the face looks too big. Like, I don't know, there's something about this dog that I don't like, but I think that's the point.
Yeah.
I think you're supposed to be unnerved by it. I gave this one a B.
I will go with a B. I had written A, but you're right. You're pointing out some not imperfections, but this again for a ghost dog, you couldn't get a better one. In my mind.
The I'm calling it the Jacobus shine that he has on his fur is very good. The red eyes are great. He's big on putting red eyes on things, and the fact that these have pupils in them versus just a glowing red eye makes it like so much more creepy.
Yeah.
But it's, there's just something about the way it's drawn where I'm just like, I don't know.
Well,
so yeah, I gave this one a B. But looking at it again, I mean, look at the detail that he did on the teeth. All of these are paintings, which I think if you want to, you can reach out to Tim Jacobus and he will, he has a merch area where he can sell you these covers as like posters. But yeah, it is good.
It is good, but I think B is fair.
B's fair. And I don't remember like anything about this book. If I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking of My Hairiest Adventure. I don't remember the plot of this book.
I do think that this is around the point though. Like there are still I think we're at the halfway point officially.
We are we just passed the halfway point.
So we passed the halfway point. We're probably going to go a little bit quicker over these next ones because I think that we do hit a point where there are still A's and S's, but I do think that the quality and just the machine that is pushing them to release a Goosebumps book every month
starts
that is wear.
Yeah, that is bonkers though. That like, how can one guy come up with so many stories? Well, he had people helping him, but also the quality kind of starts to.
And I think that starts with Horror at Camp Jelly Jam.
Now I have to express my love for this cover. I love this goofy guy.
I don't hate this goofy guy. I just am like, what the hell are we doing?
Yeah, like what is this representative of? This book rules. This book is so good. It's one of the few I remember different parts of. And like the point of the overly happy counselors is that like there's something weird going on with this camp and the counselors are all weird. And I remember at one point she's practicing baseball swings and she accidentally cracks one of the counselors in the chest and she like hears his ribs break, but he makes this face and just stares at her and he's like, oh, you got to work on that backswing, and then walks away with no pain. And she's like, what the hell was that about?
Yeah.
So it's a good representation of just the unease in the book. I like the red in his eyes. So it's like in a book where they say his smile didn't quite reach his eyes. I always think of this cover when I think of that.
That's fair. All right.
However, I will say that the point of this book is the horror that is at Camp Jelly Jam is a giant pink or purple blob called King Jelly Jam, who smells so bad they have to constantly clean him, and sometimes he eats kids. Put that on the cover.
Yeah.
That's, you know, and a lot of the variations, which, by the way, you should look up some of the international covers. Like the Vietnamese covers go so hard on some of these books. They don't give a damn. I'll show you this real quick just while we're going, because it's just fun to see. There's Tim Jacobus modeling himself as the guy.
Perfect.
Pants pulled up to his belly button.
Love it.
Really good. But yeah, let's get on to the actual ranking of this.
I'm thinking a B or a C.
I'll give it a B.
Okay.
I had it in as an A, but you know, talking about it, I can definitely give it a B. Where is our B? I have scrolled over. There we go.
There we
All right,
go.
B's down here. Yeah, it's neat. In Tim's concept art, the buildings behind him were depicted as old ramshackle wood cabins, which may have been better if the actual area behind him looks creepier. But I do love this book.
Yeah, no, it's a
good book. They never made it into a show because of how hard King Jelly Jam would have been to portray.
That makes sense. But maybe a future Disney Plus Goosebumps series.
Probably,
if they ever do another one.
But there's King Jelly Jam. There's the Vietnamese cover.
Whoa, love it.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm sorry. This is the French artwork. Yeah,
Still
that one I think would have been better. Yeah. Yeah, I still love it, even though they're French.
Revenge of the Lawn Gnomes is the next one we have up here.
What do you think of this one?
I have to see it. This is one of the ones I barely remembered.
I mean, it's just some gnomes.
Wow.
It's just some little guys.
You know, I had a vision in my head, and I actually think this is worse than what I was remembering. This might be another B or another D. I don't like this at all.
Where did I put this? Yeah, I put it as a C. I'm gonna jump it down to a D. They're dressed the same as the Executioner from Terror Tower and the Scarecrow from Scarecrow Walks at Midnight.
Yeah.
Brown pants, green shirt, belt going around the belly. Which I guess that's just like a thing. Like Tim Jacobus likes when people dress like that.
Yeah.
My mom had one of those lawn orb things, so that was exciting to see on a book cover. Originally the guy in the back was picking his nose, but the publishers were like, take that out. So he changed it to putting it on his head. I got nothing really to say about this cover.
Yeah, let's just drop that in D and move to the next one, because boy, do we have an iconic one coming up next.
Ooh,
another one where I feel like, I mean, it is in the book, but it does not nearly live up to the promise of the book cover. A Shocker on Shock Street.
Shit. Now, this might be my all-time favorite cover of a Goosebump books of all time. Yeah. I think this is so good.
It's amazing.
For a lover of B movies growing up, to see this, I was just like, oh, they're referencing. It was the first time I was like, oh, they're referencing like old, you know, horror monster movies.
Yeah, this is them. This is the Deadly Mantis. This is Tarantula. This is all of those films. I love it. I love it. This was so much.
This was a Scholastic book one where I opened it up and I saw it and I was like, oh my God, I got to read this book.
Yeah.
And then the book is incredible. The book is so good.
It's so good. I just think that the book, the strike that I'll give it is that this mantis is maybe like 3 chapters in that book. But
yeah, they get chased by it.
I mean, this is an S, I think.
This is an S for me too. Yes, one of my all-time favorite Goosebump covers. The twist like messed me up big time in this book.
Yeah.
And I have the French artwork is baller as hell.
Oh, I want to see the French artwork.
So let me find the French artwork. Oh yeah, it is cool. It's like a kaiju.
Ooh. Oh, that is.
I don't think anything in the book is described as looking like this, but it's. I mean, it's attacking the city, and it's still pretty much the same thing. But yeah, Shocker on Shock Street. They featured the praying mantis in the Goosebumps movie, the Jack Black one, and it is green instead of silver and metallic like this one, which is worth bringing up.
But that's why no one likes that movie now.
Yeah.
We hinted at this. What a major step down when we get to the Haunted Mask 2 from the highs of that first Haunted Mask book.
What a shame.
It's just a creepy green old man face. I mean, it's still
I mean, the mask is a step down in the book. It's not as cool as the original mask. The book itself is a step down. This came out in October though, and it's one of the only like October releases that is a Halloween release as well, which is I think the only thing that gives me points for this one.
Yeah, I would say this is maybe a B or a C.
What did I give this one? I gave it a C.
Yeah, let's put it in C.
The mask was pretty gross when I was a kid. That flap of skin
Yeah.
hanging down. We got
There's
another Chuck Taylor at the bottom there.
Yeah, I mean, there's some cool elements here, but man, it's coming from such high. Like we just talked about how the Night of Living Dummy like upgraded from where the previous one left off. This did not.
Big time. And I said that the oh yeah, the Korean cover is real good.
Oh, that is way better.
That's way better. They're getting way better stuff over there. So, what do we say this one is, C or
I think
D?
C. I think
C.
C.
Yeah, step down. So up here is Haunted Mask. And then Haunted Mask 2 is going to go all the wait, sorry. Did we say B?
C.
Or C.
We went even lower. We went.
Yeah, we went
how
lower.
That's how bad things go from there.
All right. Sorry, Haunted Mask 2, but you just the book and the story itself is not great either. The TV episode was a step down. Just bad news bears all around.
And unfortunately, I don't think we're getting higher than the C on this one too. The Headless Ghost.
I agree with you.
I've always hated this cover. I put this as an F. I could care so less about this cover.
I put it as a D. Pretty average, but as a kid, I remember being intrigued. But like, I don't like his face. I don't like the story. It's just okay.
And also, like, not for nothing, the cover doesn't give me anything the title doesn't give me.
Like, right. And like, I want something more from this cover, but I don't know what. I don't know what would fix it.
For some reason, it just doesn't work for me, and I just have never liked it.
So are we saying C or D?
I'll go D. Yeah, I said F
D's
originally.
lonely down there.
But I think there's a handful more that are more deserving of F than this one.
Right. So. And as far as faces go, great face on this kid.
Yeah.
Great face. Versus the
major headache. Well, I'm becoming more and more convinced. I think I have to do some horror trivia at a convention. And I think one of the categories is going to be I'm going to read a tagline to a Goosebumps book. And
that's brilliant. That is such a smart. I might be able to do some.
But man, these are
start
awful.
off easy.
These are awful taglines. All right, I need to. This was one of the ones where I like 99% remember the cover. But show me the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena one more time.
All right, let me get to the top of my layers here.
Yeah, we got a lot. We got a lot of layers happening right now.
We got 40. This is the 40th layer to this Photoshop document here, and there's the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena.
You know what? I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either.
I don't love it. Cover. Like this isn't going A or S, but this is like a solid B or C for me.
I forgot to mark this one. No, but I think I was leaning. I was like, "Is this one a B for me?" And I think it
might be a B. This is
it's
a good
the
cover.
longest title of any Goosebump book in the series.
Okay.
It was very helpful while reading the book to have this to refer back to because the description of the monster in the book and the cover are pretty spot on. And even the Goosebumps movie, he looks pretty much the same.
Yeah. No, this is good.
It's the only Goosebumps cover where a character is committing a federal offense by knocking over that mailbox.
I mean, now I want to put it in A.
Yeah, right. And yeah, they used this guy for a lot of advertising too. I remember a lot of merch.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good looking creature.
Yeah, I think it's a B for me.
Yeah, I say B because I think we've got a C behind it.
Oh boy,
that I think how I got my shrunken head.
There's a lot wrong with this cover.
Yeah, I do not like this cover. Bring it back up to me, but I remember this being a very bored looking shrunken head on a this is
also look at the size of that baseball. That's a shrunken head. That head right there, that is not a shrunken head. It should be able to fit inside this sock. That's just a head.
Yeah.
How I got my head. We do got some Chuck Taylors on the floor.
We
There's
definitely
the
he did sneak those in. Dirty sock, a university flag.
You know how you got a pennant on your wall that just says university?
Yeah. This
Apparently he had put what did he do? The New York Yankees logo, but they thought they might get in trouble for that, so he just
so
changed it
just
to
changed it to
university.
university. This is very Beetlejuice coded.
It is
Even
very Beetlejuice
even with
coded.
the angles, like the weird angles that everything is at
Yeah.
reminds me of like the underworld in Beetlejuice.
Pretty creepy looking head.
That's the only thing that's like
It's the
it's teetering
focus.
on a D, but I think that the head looks good enough that I want to put it in the C.
Yeah. And then there's an alternate cover when they came out in would you say C or B?
I think C.
I think C too. There's a better cover where it's properly sized and it looks a little better for in the future, but for this one, yeah. And I don't remember this book being all that great either, but I
I
could be wrong
don't
about that.
either. And then we got our last appearance of Slappy for Night
In
of the Living Dummy 3.
right. In the original
In the original run, yes. We're only
Bride of
doing
the
the
Living
original.
Dummy, and then there are Slappy like series out there where it's just like Slappy's Nightmares,
Yeah.
Slappy's this, Slappy's that. This is another one. When I saw it in the Scholastic magazine, I was like, oh, we're getting more dummies.
Yeah, I mean, they don't miss when they're when he's doing the dummies, they're home runs. I'm literally sitting here questioning, are we going to put all 3 of the dummy books in the S tier?
I think they gotta be because dummies are so creepy, and he does a great job with their limbs and everything. Like every
Yeah.
one of these dummies, like this guy over here, David Letterman, like
Yeah.
the one arm just like kind of flopped on his knee, the other one hanging down, the dude bunched up on the floor here. It's all like
And a
you can
variety of head shapes and faces. He really, I mean,
outfits. The
yeah,
outfits are all different, and
I
it's like
love
it's
it.
very easy to do this where there's no weight to them, but like every one of these dummies has like weight to it. It's
Yeah.
and then again another great depiction of an attic.
Yeah. No, you know what? Let's do it. Let's put all 3 of the Living Dummy books in the S tier for their book covers.
Hell yeah. Join your brothers. Slappy.
Here's one similar to with the Cuckoo Clock of Doom where I think I could see someone hating this cover.
Yes.
But I love the Bad Hair Day cover.
I do too. I shouldn't. It's silly. The book is like, okay, you're really scraping the bottom of the barrel here. The tagline I hate, he's no Easter bunny.
Yeah.
That's real bad. But the bunny's so cute. I remember this was a merch item too. They did a lot of this bunny.
That like freaky elongated face. I mean, I think this is A. This is a
I think this is
great
an
cover.
A too. And I remember enjoying the cover more than the story.
Oh yeah.
I was like, well, the book's not great, but it's got a great cover. So yeah, this is an A. Right? A?
Yeah, I think A. I think A for sure.
Yeah, good creepy bunny. But I do remember reading this book in 4th or 5th grade, whenever it was, and just being like, do I still like Goosebumps?
Yeah, I think this was around when a lot of us started to question our Goosebumps fandom.
Yeah.
Was starting to hit. Egg Monsters from Mars.
All right, let's talk Egg Monsters.
Yeah, let me take a look at this because when I'm going off memory, I wrote down A, but I want to see this cover before I lock that in because
I don't think you're too far off because this is a solid cover.
This is a great cover.
I
Oh my god,
love these Egg Monsters from Mars.
This is amazing. Okay, I'm glad that my memory was vivid enough to absolutely capture what this thing looks like. This is great.
And the book is great too, I remember, but I love like the curve of the cabinets, the perspective shot that you have of this kitchen here, and the colors, the reds. It's all and this giant green egg here in the carton.
He really did do a lot of these weird curved furniture shots more than I think I clocked until we were doing this.
And I feel like it's because a lot of 90s stuff, there's a particular like binder or folder or something I'm thinking of where the kids are like elongated like that.
Yeah.
Where I think it was just a style of the time, but it's really effective for these Goosebump books because you can fit a lot into the picture.
You can.
And it all gives it like a lot of depth. The only points I'm taking away from this is the last tagline was "He's no Easter Bunny," and this one is "They're no yolk." Like, guys, expand your horizons a little bit.
You couldn't put like the book is excellent.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know what the back cover says. Maybe that's where they use the excellent pun. But if they don't use the excellent pun at all, then major points taken off.
Huge strike. But yeah, easy A.
Easy A for me as well. According to It Came From New Jersey, this is one of Jacobus's favorite covers because he thinks it's scary to mix something ordinary, like a carton of eggs, with something really creepy, like the slimy egg monster.
Yeah.
You don't expect to see the monster there, and it adds to the surprise. And he's right. I did not expect to see the monster there.
No.
Not in my carton of eggs. All right. We are running out of room on the A tier, but that's okay. We can just keep it going.
We'll see what happens. Because I know what's not going in the A tier is The Beast from the East.
Yep, this is another one where I'm like, okay, this might be cementing my maybe Goosebumps has passed me by phase.
I plopped this bad boy in the F.
Yep. Yep. I might have given it a D, but yeah, I think it's truly deserving of an F because I'm trying not to be too mean about these. It's a cute little monster, but he's not supposed to be.
Yeah, and he's like coming from Whoville. Like, what the hell is going
on back there? I don't remember this book at all.
I remember nothing about this book.
I think the beasts meet them and they're like, "You have to play a game with us, and if you don't win, we eat you." And
yep.
I think they're supposed they think they catch them and they're like, "No, you didn't come at me from the east, so it doesn't count." And I was just like, "All right, there's too much going on here."
Yeah, this is a bad cover.
I remember seeing this in the Scholastic book and just being like, "Eh."
Yeah, I can skip this one, I think.
However, I do have a note here that the French cover rules. So whenever we see a bad cover, I like to find what we could have had were we born somewhere different. And that is this one.
Yo!
That's cool. That's a good cover.
That would be an S potentially for me. But
S or an A.
Yeah, unfortunately we have this.
All right. So it's been, I mean, be careful what you wish for is number 12. This is number 43. So
I have
huge leap between Fs.
I have 2 more Fs on my long list. So
I definitely have another one.
Yeah. But
maybe 2.
Remind me what the Say Cheese and Die Again book cover.
Say Cheese and Die Again does not follow the Goosebumps Night of the Living dummy trend where each cover is better than the last.
Oh, there is a lot wrong with this.
Now there's the main problem, eyeballs.
Yeah.
They gave the skeletons eyeballs, which makes them look a little goofy.
I also don't like the skull proportions at all in this for some reason.
The dad's comb over.
Yeah.
The kid with the Grateful Dead shirt.
Is this a C or a D, Eric? Because it ain't an A and it ain't a B.
I gave it a C, but I've been kind to a lot of these covers when I probably shouldn't be.
I think I think C is fine with this because it's
a Norman Rockwell inspired thing. Yeah. I get that. It is a like a reboot of the first cover. I get that, but just it doesn't hit the same way. You did it again and you did it worse.
I will say tagline, not bad. Think negative.
Yes, that's a great tagline. The OG artwork did not have eyeballs. Maybe would have bumped it up for us. But yeah, as it stands, I think this one gets a C. And also this book was not good.
Yeah.
It was a bad follow-up to the original.
Which, like we said earlier, the original is not actually something to write home about too much anyway. But all right. So we got a couple more. I think we can kind of speed run these last.
Definitely, because I have in my notes here. I was in 4th grade reading Goosebump books primarily, and then my teacher banned me from because I wasn't paying attention. She banned me from bringing Goosebump books. So around Beast from the East is when I was no longer allowed to bring Goosebumps into school, and I was kind of like, okay, well maybe I just won't be as gung ho about them as I have been. So as we go on, I'm knowing the books less and less, but I still recognize all the covers.
Yeah. And Ghost Camp is fine.
It's fine. That's exactly what it is.
But it's a C, which is a fine average grade because listen, we talked about Ghost Beach.
Yes.
Like, how dare you?
Yeah. And like, it's a mediocre cover. And then you throw this is another thing I've noticed where he does like so covers, but then he'll throw a lightning strike in the sky to be like, no, it's creepy.
Yeah,
And this is
no.
one of them where it's just like, first of all, this girl's not in the book. Everybody, the two main characters are boys. Everybody else is a ghost. We got some Chuck Taylors. This is the last Goosebump book I owned.
All right.
Everything else after this was purchased as an adult or later on.
Well, all right. Well, that's good to know. But
Yeah.
yeah, a
Are you giving
C.
this a C?
I'm giving this a C.
Yeah,
That is
it's
a
a C.
C. And I don't have
And
fun.
because specifically, sorry, because there is a Ghost Camp book coming up that is way better.
All right. All right.
Way better than this one.
Oh, okay. Yes. But first we have to talk about How to Kill a Monster. Which
What are your thoughts on this one?
bring this one up? Is it so? It almost looks like an homage to Stay Out of the Basement.
Yes, absolutely, it does.
I don't hate it. I would say this is like a B. Like
I have B, like Stay Out of the Basements with more chuspa.
yeah.
I've started to like now I don't have notes for each of them. I did not bother to like bring up a little story about each of them. I'm just kind of blowing through them. I did not read this one. It's got a cool title.
I'm sure I've read it because I've read all of them, but I read all of them. I reread all of them almost 15 years ago. So most of these have very much vanished from my memory banks at this point in time.
For sure. Did we say B on this one?
We said B on that one.
B. It's a good cover. It's creepy. I don't know that I'm afraid of this monster. It reminds me of Sully from
That's exactly
Monsters,
what it
Inc.
looks like. It is a green Sully.
It's a green Sully. All right. Next we got Legend of the Lost Legend. Could not tell you a thing about this book.
I can tell you one thing about this book, that cover is an F.
Did I give it an F? I gave it a D. Nothing about this cover makes me interested in it.
I will say the title, Legend of a Lost Legend, pretty solid title, actually.
Really good title. I don't know if the book lives up to it, although I think I did read on here that this was like sold 2 million copies or something, was one of the most popular books in the series. So maybe it does deserve like a revisit on my end before I judge it.
But that doesn't change what the cover is, and I think this cover is garbage.
Scholastic claims this book is one of the top 10 all-time best-selling Goosebump books. It was one of the few books not to be reprinted in 2003, 2007. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, F on this one.
Yeah, not good. But hey, we're not gonna trash all of these newer covers because boy, do we have some good ones coming up right now. Starting with, I love the TV show episode of this particular book, Attack of the Jack-o'-lanterns.
This cover is great.
Yeah,
this cover is real good. Yeah, the TV episode is good. I very specifically remember their bags are full, and they're like, "Oh, that's okay." And then they dump their bags on the ground, and we're like, we'll just start over." And I was like, "Oh, that's so much candy they just threw on the floor."
I also think it gives me, I love Pete and Pete. It reminds me of the Halloweenies.
The Halloweenies. Yeah, Endless Mike. Oh my god. Yeah, very good point. I love these kids. They're all dressed in the same, black with jeans, Converse Chuck Taylors. You got cool little dog here.
I was debating if this was going to be, I had written down A, but I thought, all right, if I see the cover, I might consider it an S. And I just think the jack-o'-lantern faces aren't scary enough for me, so I'm going to stick with my original gut instinct of A with this.
I gave it an A as well.
Yeah.
So
let's just pop it on the end of that. We'll. I don't think we have that many more A's, so I think we'll be right.
But it's a great cover. Nothing, not for nothing. Just because it didn't make S. Really good, iconic cover and great episode as well.
Yeah, really good episode. Let's do Vampire's Breath next.
Oh boy, here we go. Vampire Breath. Something about this cover. It's good, but I can't put my finger on what bugs me about it.
I don't like how Tim does anything that involves stink lines. For starters,
that's a good point. Yeah, this is
the Goosebump books got weird towards the end, and
they
covers
really did.
The covers equally got weird. I think that there is a similar concept to what we're looking at here that I actually put in the S tier. We're not we're not there yet. This is not one of those things, though. I think that this is maybe this is a B, but possibly a C to me.
I had
There's
a C. It seems like
yeah.
it may have had more effect if we didn't see the vampire's whole face.
Yeah.
I feel like uh, if the cover was just this,
Yeah. I
you
think
could see the
that's a
teeth.
B. That's a B. Lower it. It's a C now.
Something about, I guess, his face is the missing piece here. I don't think it looks good. And I don't remember this book, but I do remember the episode.
Yeah, let's pop that in C. I think that
Yeah.
is a good C.
And it's great. It's the details that we love in all these other books, the shine, the backgrounds are good,
But now
the
we're comparing it to all the other books that did it better. That's the
yes,
problem.
right.
It's not bringing anything new to the conversation, and that's
And you could tell everybody's kind of getting tired, you know? Like Jacobus, I don't think is really putting as much effort into these later ones as maybe he did before.
yeah.
But
But
next we're coming up on Calling All Creeps. What do we think of this one?
this is one of my absolute favorite covers.
Same.
This is an S to me.
Big yes, I have it too.
I think about this cover more than I think about most Goosebump covers.
I have S, another iconic cover. Love those creeps.
Yeah. I mean, these like raptor creatures, it's so good.
Just dial 555 creep.
Yeah.
Every one of them had them crowded around a phone booth. All of the concept did not change much from this thought. So this has been through and through what he's trying to do. I love the shine on it. I love just the one guy's got his hand on the other guy's head. Like it's just there's so much going on in this. He really put some time into this one.
Of all of our S tiers, this is the one I'd be most willing to get as a poster on my wall.
Yeah, it's a great one. My friend has a podcast called Calling All Creeps and uses this as the cover art, so I see it a lot.
And you never get sick of it.
No, it's so good.
Hey, Eric, are you ever scared of snowmen?
I'm afraid of Abominable Snowmen of Pasadena, but not of this guy. Not of this guy who has a heart of cold, apparently.
Which, you know
what are we doing with this?
I like that tagline, but
it's a good tagline, but what are we doing?
He's got a heart of cold. That's top tier for me. That's the best tagline so far.
It's a great tagline.
But yeah, this is
it's Calvin and Hobbes if it wasn't creative.
Yeah, like is this C or D even? Because it almost feels like it's ripped right out of Calvin and Hobbes.
I gave it a D. I said the concept art was much creepier, and the Abominable Snowman of Pasadena cover is a better snowman cover.
Yeah, I think I'm with you because this is like I've literally seen this exact snowman in a Calvin and Hobbes book, and I like it more.
Now, this is his concept art. I think this would have been creepy, pushing against the wind, like making its way forward with like a more defined face.
Yeah.
No. His concept art for this was pretty good. I know nothing about this book. I don't think before researching that I even knew it existed.
I can tell you that we are about to hit the point where only one of these books I have any distinct memory of the storyline.
Wow.
Like this is definitely like the dead zone, but yeah, pop that bad boy in D. Get it out of my face.
Get out of here, snowman.
And
I'm surprised the tagline wasn't "He's no Frosty."
Yeah, I mean, for crying out loud, that was half of them, right?
Yep. He's no, it's no.
And you're not going to be leaving that area anytime soon because next we have How I Learned to Fly, which was my last F that I wrote down for just.
It is also an F for me. What are we doing here? There's nothing scary about this book.
If I recall correctly, this is not a scary book. Like
I don't think it is. I think
it's
this is
like an adventure story. It's a fantasy adventure.
I'm almost positive. Like, what does he get the powers to fly, and then like the government exploits him?
That's basically it. Yeah,
it's a story about the being afraid of the government, which I can get on board with that.
Yeah, he's like ripping off his cuckoo clock of doom faces on some of these birds.
Yeah, and it's like they don't look like that.
No,
and like, are you trying to lure me in by like, oh, he flies with these evil birds? I don't think birds even factor in.
Never show up. Yeah, this is a dull as dirt F.
F for you. How I Learned to F.
And then again, we're not moving too far from that lower area with Chicken.
Chicken got when I made my Google Doc with all my notes in it, I put Chicken immediate F.
Yeah. This is everything that we loved about the Why I'm Afraid of Bees cover made so much worse.
And it's another instance of the cover's not scary. Let's throw some lightning on there for whatever reason.
Yeah, this is bad. This is one of the this might be right behind Be Careful What You Wish For the worst Goosebumps cover.
Yeah. Now, the only interesting thing I saw about this is the reference photo. So
Oh, nailed
this
it.
is the girl that he used to be the chicken. But like even so, like looking at this book cover, like I don't want to read this book. I don't
No.
give a shit.
No.
It's a finger licking nightmare. Agreed. Down and F you go.
All right. Now don't go to sleep. We've had some rough ones here. Don't Go to Sleep is a return to form in a
Don't Go
big
to
way.
Sleep is a quality book cover. I really like the whole perspective shot here.
Yeah.
And he did it worse in concept. He had it like a top-down shot of the kid with an arm coming up from under the bed kind of thing. I think he nailed it with this. I think this is the cover you do.
This is perfect. Again, there's that lightning bolt that you were
There's that
talking about.
lightning because you got to understand if this doesn't scare you enough, you got to also understand there's lightning outside.
Yeah, there's a storm happening.
No, great cover. I love this cover.
I think we have to expand that A little bit longer for this one.
It's an A for me. This cover rules. I love it.
Yeah, this is a top tier. But not S tier, but it's pretty damn
not
good.
S tier, but it's good. It's real good.
And I think that's the last time we're in the A's, but we'll see.
Probably.
The Blob That Ate Everyone, though, I remember being a fun enough cover.
It's a good cover. I just don't think it's as effective as it possibly could be.
Oh, no.
So here is the Blob That Ate Everything. Makes an appearance in the Goosebump movie. Does not look like this.
No.
It's tough to get a good scale of the Blob That Ate Everything.
Yeah.
In other concept covers, he's like oozing over houses and things like that. This one, I'm just like, okay, that's kind of fun.
I do love the giant gnarly tongue. I don't think it's A, but I think this is a solid B. B for
I think
Blob.
it's a B too. Yeah, B for Blob. I'm trying to see if there was a concept art that was better or like a variation on it. Yeah,
this is a
the
beautiful
one.
drawing though.
It's a really good shiny like I don't know what the blob is made of, but I can kind of guess from this
I actually
thing.
think that this is a better version of the concept art though. I like the head-on shot as opposed to
I like the head-on shot as well too. I just feel like it could be oozing over more things, like this pile of junk, like the barricade in Les Miserables.
If it was oozing over homes in a neighborhood, that would be better.
That would give me a little more of a concept of how big it is. What do we say for this one?
I think
B?
we said B. I think
it's a B. It's a B.
I believe this may have been what you were referring to when we were talking about Ghost Camp, The Curse of Camp Cold Lake.
This cover goes so hard.
Yeah, this is like a walking.
This is like a horror movie.
I was going to say walking through the VHS section of your local Blockbuster and seeing this in like the 80s slasher.
Look
category.
at that, the reflection, the water ripples. You got a lonely boat, which is always a scary thing on like a lonely lake is just an empty boat. Tagline sucks. Last one in is a rotten ghost.
Oh God.
Come on, guys. But yeah, this cover is incredible. I love the red eyes. There's no moon in the picture, but it's shining on the head. Yeah, great eyeballs. And then the reflection, that was not this is 95, I think, is when this one came out. This came out June of 97. Wow. I mean, Photoshop was around back then, but Tim does all these by hand. So I'm just so impressed by that reflection down there.
I'm almost tempted. Let's go S.
Let's go S on this.
I think this is a great cover.
Yeah, I gave it an immediate S, and I said this cover is legitimately scary. Like, I wouldn't keep this one out for the kids to see because I feel like they would have nightmares about it.
Well, we're back to invisibility with My Best Friend is Invisible.
Yeah, I do not like this cover. And I'll tell you the thing that kind of ruins the cover for me is as they went along, they were like, let's get a little sillier with it. Let's make the cat super silly. Every version of the concept art had the cat making this goofy face.
Wow.
And where's that pizza going?
Yeah.
He's clearly taken a bite of the pizza. It's in his mouth. If he swallows that, do we see it go all the way down and just float in his stomach?
Yeah, there's a lot of mystery here.
By the rules defined by this cover, this casual observer says yes.
I'm I'm going
No.
with a D. This
Yeah, I
leaning
gave it
towards
a
F. This is bad.
I gave it a D. Getting cute with the cat, not scary. They already did an Invisible Books, which was more effective. So you're really relying on a cover to get me interested, and I'm not.
No. Throw that bad boy in D. That's where it belongs.
See you later.
And I think we're going to stick to D for the next couple here because the Deep Trouble 2 book cover. I mean,
What
we
were
were
they?
let down by Deep Trouble, the actual story, but that cover was undeniable. What the hell is this fish that we're getting on
Hey, let's do the same cover. Fish underwater. Let's just make the fish the least scary it could possibly be.
the
Something's fishy again.
Like, what is this?
I think the book is about like mutant goldfish or something.
I'm sure it
Slightly.
is.
I think again, it's a cover that delivers a lot more than it can, or it promises a lot more than it can deliver.
Yeah, I would
But yeah,
put this maybe C over D, but there's no world where this gets to go any higher than C for me. Where did you put it?
I also, what did I do? Deep Trouble 2. I might have put it like, I gave it an E.
E. All right, let's go with D then. Let's
I guess I
cut in the
thought there was
middle.
an E on there because it wasn't quite an F. Because it's, I mean, it's an underwater shot. It's
It
pretty good.
it's a
It looks
good
neat.
drawing. It's got a good background. That's why I didn't want to put it in F for sure. But
Yeah.
I
Now,
think D's fine. This
and
is
this is the shortest book of Goosebumps. And for the artwork, Tim Jacobus's girlfriend had bought him home a live goldfish as a reference. And he kept getting larger and larger enclosures until he had. Oh, this isn't interesting. It lived for 5 years.
huh.
This is why I included it. The goldfish lived for 5 years, and the cost for all the supplies was so expensive that it entirely blew through all the money he had earned from the artwork. So the cost of keeping that fish for 5 years cost more than he earned for this artwork.
That's
So
pretty
yeah,
funny actually.
you live in D. It is
Yeah,
very funny.
put him in D for Deep Trouble. We got four more.
That's it,
Will
huh?
one of these break into our A or S? I don't think the Haunted School is going to be one of those books that does so.
No. Now, The Haunted School, I told you, maybe 10, 20 books ago that I had stopped reading Goosebumps. When I saw The Haunted School, like, just randomly one day, I was like, "Oh, that actually looks pretty good. I'm gonna get that." And I bought it as an adult and read it, and I was like, "Okay, that was just okay."
Yeah, yeah,
Um, some interesting things about this. So, on the locker here
yeah. I like
is
that skull.
Tim Jacobus's creation, Curly. He was the mascot for Goosebumps for a while. He's usually wearing like Leon the Professional circular
Oh
sunglasses. I
yes,
think sometimes he has a mohawk. He's always like kicked up and on a skateboard or something.
yeah.
They really tried to make that the mascot of Goosebumps, but characters from the books really took over. He was never featured in a book, but they would sneak him into merchandise and stuff. We got a Chuck Taylor All-Star here. I don't think I realized
The
until I zoomed in
face
at
is in
the
there.
faces. That's pretty creepy.
Okay, the faces
That's
may have bumped this from a D to a C for me. Actually,
I gotta look at other artwork because I feel like I never realized, and I have this book in this bin here. Were they less prominent? No, no,
that's a really nice detail. I like
it
that
looks
though.
it looks like they've always been there. It's just I never noticed before. Okay, that bumps it up a little for okay, because I guess other covers maybe they darkened it a little bit, or maybe I had a re-release or something. But yeah, I did not. Not until I zoomed in on that skull did I see those faces in there. Legitimately, like, whoa,
Yeah, no, that's a C at
this
least.
was a boring. This was a boring cover until I saw those faces. Yeah, C. I think this would have been a D because there's. I mean, it's an open locker with stuff falling out. That could be a cover for anything.
So
But no,
I have to confess this next one I wrote down S immediately. But
okay. Yes, I wrote this as
I
A.
I love this book cover. Werewolf
I
Skin is the last great Goosebumps cover to
It is
me.
really great. The background stuff, I love his background work on this. And then just like it's a book called Werewolf Skin. Clearly it's a book about werewolf skin. How do I portray the skin of a werewolf? And it's perfectly just plopped into this box here.
And this actually fits the plot of the book, which is
Now,
that they put on the skin and become a werewolf while they wear
right.
it.
So
Uh
it's a mixture of like Let's Get Invisible and The Haunted Mask.
yeah,
But
This is a great cover. I know that people are going to be like, "How dare you put this in S?" I
No,
think it's S
it's
worthy.
really like you
It's
said earlier, it's a return to form kind of. It's like a classic Goosebump. It looks more it took more time than recent covers had taken him. It looks like he spent some time on this one.
yeah. There's just a lot of features, a lot of shadowing. I love it. Put that
And
bad boy in S.
yeah,
This
look at
is
those teeth and the bloodshot eyes. Really great stuff.
this is
Good
this
looking
is our
werewolf.
this is our final S. I think.
I think so too. Did we put Werewolf of Fever Swamp in S? Because that was a good werewolf
I
drawing
think
as
we put
well.
that in A, but I'd be willing to move that into the S.
No, I think it's good in A, but just he's really good at werewolves.
He is. He's good at the wolves. All right, we got two more.
Two
I live
more
in your
home
basement.
stretch. What? Oh, okay. I said I liked this book cover better when it was called Egg Monsters from Mars.
Yeah, remind me what this one is.
It's nothing, kind of.
Oh yeah.
It's like the Egg Monsters from Mars. Talk about a monster nightmare. What does that mean?
Yeah, this
Add
is
washer dryer placement in that basement.
that's a terrible location for a washer dryer. You're not just put it under the stairs at that point.
There's room for it under the stairs.
Yeah. Um I I don't think it's bad enough to be a D,
It's not a
but I
D.
think this is a C.
It's a C, and like I'm not too scared of this monster. I don't know what's
No.
going on there.
It's almost the fact that it has a mouth makes it less scary than the egg monsters from Mars.
Yes, yeah. We got some veins on here, which is doing a little bit of work, but yeah, if it just and the title is very
What a bet.
just
Everybody's phoning it in at this point. Like
they
this is
really are.
they
Just
know that they got two more and then they're done. Yeah, I think we
right.
said C for that.
Did we say C on this one?
I
Yeah,
think we
get over
said
here.
C. And now one last one. They wrapped up the entire Goosebump original run with Monster Blood 4.
Always go out on a
Officially,
high note. Are you
yeah.
ready? Are you ready, viewer, to see just about the worst thing when all the other Monster Blood covers are pretty solid? They throw this at us. What in God's green earth are we thinking here?
I will say I feel a little bit more Monster Blood from this than Monster Blood 3.
That's true.
But
Yeah, so I was reading about this because I was like, what happened? What is this?
yeah.
Did like amoeba eat the monster blood and grow big? Is that what we're looking at here? No, it's just a new version of monster blood.
Yep.
It's blue monster blood, and they turn into creatures instead of grow.
What are you thinking, Eric? Is this a D or an F? Because
This
it's
might be an
certainly
F. I think it's
yeah.
an F. Did I have it listed as an F? Yeah, F. I hate these blue guys. Get out of here. Are my notes for this
Are
one?
we sure? Because
Although
I love this guy sucking on the shower.
I'm zooming in. He's the only saving grace. Everybody else is coming at whoever's taking the photograph here, whoever our point of view is. This guy's just like, no, I'm gonna mess around with the with the shower head.
But yeah, this is an F.
It's a bad. It's like it's a slap in the face for anybody who likes the Monster Blood series to see this and be like, I don't think anybody could get into that. I don't think it's very exciting.
No. Well, all right. I'm gonna get rid of our tier list for just a sec. Well, I'll let people take it in for a couple
Yeah,
more
let me
seconds.
do a quick zoom in so we can get so there's our tier list. We got a lot of A's. The next most would be C, S, and then
B.
D, B, D, and F.
Yeah.
Okay,
A
I think we
pretty solid spread across the board though. Eric, I did not expect us to go almost 2 hours. I don't know why I didn't think we would go 2 hours.
I figured if we spend 1 minute on each book, we
It's
can
2
get it
hours.
done in 62 minutes, but it's just wasn't in the cards. There's too much to talk about.
There's too much to love about Goosebumps. Eric, real quick before we sign off, where can people go to check out all of your musings? Because boy is ranking Goosebump book covers pretty much right in the wheelhouse of what you do when you are making things.
Yes, my content is almost specifically researching weird stuff. So I'm a writer for crack.com. You can find all of my work for the past 12 years? No, more than that. Oh my
It's
god.
been longer than that because it was
Yeah.
college, I want to say.
Couple dozen years worth of crack.com works. I do all sorts of stuff. My specialty was Weird World and trying fictional alcoholic beverages from television shows and movies. Check those out. I'm currently a script writer for Ranker's Weird History and Weird History Food. So if you go to that YouTube channel, check out their daily stuff, some of those things I wrote. I don't know when this comes out, if it's after November 8th.
I'm gonna try to get this out on Halloween. We'll see if
Oh,
I can
great.
throw it together quickly enough.
Well,
But
best of luck. If so, you can check me out on twitch.tv/Erik Germ on November 8th. I am taking part in the Extra Life 25-hour live stream marathon for children's hospitals. You can come and cheer us on in the chat. We got a lot of stuff planned for the day, interactive games, music, sketch comedy, all sorts of things to fill out the 25 hours, but we need people in the chat to help us stay awake and interact. So if you could do that, if you can donate, that's great. It helps children's hospitals all across the country. And then, yeah, otherwise I'm just hanging out on the internet. You can find me anywhere as Erik Germ, Erik.
all right. And if I get this out on my goal date of Halloween, happy Halloween, everybody, from us at Geekscape.
Happy Halloween, everybody.